actually just saw a bat. Oh, I'm not even kidding. Oh my god. Okay, that wasn't even part of the video. Okay, hey, welcome back to Spoopy Ween. I'm so excited. It's like the best time of the year, y'all. Welcome to Femmedesoupe. My name is Stephanie. This is Soupy Ween, and we're getting down and dirty into the spooky, soupy, poopy, damn Halloween spirit, okay, y'all? And I'm in the cemetery today just to keep it fun and fresh. It is, sunset, so the lighting is a little strange. We got the cicadas. We got the elements against us. I have a ring light hooked up to my gas tank. We're doing a dang ting, but that doesn't matter because that's not what we're here for. Today, we are here to talk about non-Halloween, the holiday, Halloween movies. Yeah, I'm in the cemetery. We're talking about films because sometimes you just don't want to watch the usual practical magic. Sometimes I've seen Beetlejuice a million times. It's always on TV. I have watched the fucking Frankenstein. Lisa Frankenstein pissed me off. I hate the Sprouse acting. So sorry. And you know what? I just want something that's not necessarily Halloween, but I want something a little campy, a little comedic, a little scary, a little horror, but not necessarily Halloween. Do you get what I'm saying? You'll understand as I go through this. Now, let me just say this right now because I'm realizing it as I'm talking. I did put on this charm bracelet today. It was a fashion choice that I may have made a mistake with, but I'm committing to the bit, and if that annoys you, I'm so sorry, but I am not taking her off. We're in this together. So, now, these are mostly 80s and 90s movies because I have an affinity and like a kink for that, but they are just more fun and freaky and flamboyant and batshit crazy and more practical effects, before we got into the computers and we got whatever the fuck Avatar is. Costumey, very kitschy, very comedy with some light horror, some spooks, some great friends, family, keeping it light, fun, fresh, and something different for the girls. Yeah. Let's get straight into it. Death Becomes Her, which I'm assuming we've all seen because, Meryl Streep. It's a cult classic. It's a hit Broadway show. It's a literal basic. But if not, I'm not judging you. I am judging you. But I'll give you the little rundown. Basically, there's two women, Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn, pining after one another after one steals the other's husband and sends her to the psych ward for a couple years, and they both then devour a potion of eternal youth and then come to find that it comes at a price. I'm not going to go into too much after that because it's a lot of fun, but it's a very physical, very funny, very cynical, very glamorous theatrical film. Actually, some of the Sabrina Carpenter taste music video based off of it. Anyways, put this in a need to see if you haven't watched list, but I'm assuming you've already seen it. In a similar vein, I would suggest the 1989 dark comedy She-Devil, again a Meryl Streep, except as the supporting this time to Roseanne Barr. Yes, the Roseanne, as in the Roseanne, the one. Yeah. This is the story of a tired and overworked mother, a single woman who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops, a single hand in the heart of a fire. Anyways, this mother, she cannot seem to do anything to make her husband happy in their now loveless marriage. Oh my god. He is then whisked away into a fairy tale affair, and his wife does all she can to ignore what's happening until the bastard gets the nerve to leave her and the kids for this motherfucking mistress. Okay, talk about messy. Hell-bent on revenge, she begins a devious, intricate undertaking of mass destruction for her and her husband. Death of their audacious lover's pink dream. So, do they stand a chance against this heartless she-devil? You see what I did there? This one's a lot of fun. A lot of losing your shit moments that I would compare to some bits and improv from like a Robin Williams. Maybe in like a Mrs. Doubtfire kind of way. Fun, very interesting critiques on the societal expectations of marriage and gender norms. Kind of in the similar lane to like the First Wives Club in like themes, if you know what I'm saying, but with more gusto. Anyways, next we have a bit more on the nose and like Halloween, so kind of against my original, not whatever, with a vampire. But give me grace, because I feel I never hear this being talked about. Once Bitten, a 1985 Los Angeles comedy horror film with the youngest Jim Carrey you will ever see. Very 80s, very funky, fun, following a sexy vampire countess in need of the blood of a virgin. She meets a young Mark Kendall, our Jim Carrey. He has been dying to lose his virginity. His reluctant girlfriend, Robin, will not do the dang thing with him. So when this countess is coming on to him, he said, girl, give it to me. Give it to me. After being lured back from the club, Mark's seduction from the sultry blonde woman may have been a dream had it not been for his new and unusual side effects. Yeah, girl, this man's becoming a vamp. And the countess is on the prowl and he cannot escape her. Is there any chance to save him? And his girlfriend Robin is not going to understand this one. It is a fun chase. What's going to happen next? Very Los Angeles, if you've ever been. Great landmark film to watch and be like, ooh, I've been there. Also very reminiscent of like Rocky Horror Picture Show in the costuming and the musical elements and theatrics. So if that's in your wheelhouse, this is a great call. It's also just very fun, and you can also tell they had fun filming it, which is always cute. The song will be stuck in your head after you watch this. Yes. If you're looking at me like, I like how you talk, but I don't like that movie. How about a different one? How about a different one that also has a blonde Jim Carrey? A blonde Jim Carrey and your other Beetlejuice fave, Gina Davis. Actually, this cast goes crazy with Jim's living color co-star, Damon Wayne, Julie Brown, and randomly a Jeff Goldblum. What? But this is a really fun, dumb, late 80s movie comedy. Oh my god, I really actually can't say how much I wonderfully crazy love this. Okay, it's like pitch black out here. And I can't really see because I got this light in my eyes. And I swear there's something in there. But I just keep hearing the ringing of my things. So, it's okay. I love the cemetery and there's nothing out here to hurt me. Right. Anyways. How wonderfully crazy this one is. Visually, colorized, strange, and just wow. Basically, Gina Davis, also known as Valerie, she's a nail tech, which we love the nail techs, has a breakup with a seedy fiance, and then she gets a makeover with her bestie. Great montage, by the way. And then the next morning, a spaceship crashes into her pool. Strange. Full of some truly zany, hilarious aliens inside, played by our three Mians. And some merriment ensues. Valerie, Mac, Whiplock, and Zebo explore weird fuck-ass dream sequences, makeover montages, clubbing, the dating scene on Earth, the complexities of a girl living in the valley, all while trying to repair their ship to fly out of Valerie's pool. It combines comedy with the musical and science fiction to tell one of the most unique what the fuck movies. Again, an LA landmark film with like the Griffith Observatory. Okay. That one donut shop, Randy's Donut Shop, a couple other places I can't think of right now. So many funny quotes like relax and have a mental margarita.
Oh my god, totally black.
and so much fashion fun, you know, the 80s, and a fabulous, funny soundtrack that will have been stuck in your head again and added to all of your playlists after you watch this. Everyone is very gorgeous in this film too, mind you. Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, blonde Jim Carrey again, and you will just be shocked. Altogether, a must watch. So much freak shit, so much hot people, so much good fashion, so much good songs. This one is a 10 out of 10. I haven't been rating these, but 10 out of 10 for some reason. Next, this one I feel is a little bit of a standalone in this list here, as it's a little bit more of like an artsy-fartsy film with a slightly more serious tone, but the same lovely dark depth and interesting flamboyance, camp, and flair that we are craving. Not to mention the art and craft and detail that you'll notice, and I'll explain in a bit more, with a 1960s touch, but a 2016 release. This really seals the deal on this film. So, what is it you're saying that this is about? So, this is a movie called The Love Witch. So, Elaine, the Love Witch, is a beautiful young modern-day girl determined to find a man to love her. Oh, love me. So hellbent on making love spells that she's making them in her apartment, seducing men with them, and her spells are working too well that it's leading to a string of love victims and disastrous results. That pussy too good. When at last she does find the man of her dreams, her desperation to be loved drives her to the brink of insanity and deadly consequences. With a slower burning beginning, but a whirlwind of an ending. This is like a tribute film to a 1960s pulp technicolor melodrama. Very funky. Like, let me get nerd out real quick. No apologies to anyone here. The entire thing was filmed on 1960s everything. 1960s 35 millimeter film, 1960s cameras, 1960s lighting equipment, 1960s furniture, 1960s clothing, 1960s set design, 1960s acting techniques, 1960s scripting. Like, OMG, 1960s everything, and then set into the modern day 2016 time period with some like elements of like iPhones and cars, just to offset insanity and hypnotic nature of this story and this love witch. This is a little bit less of a funny and a little more naked, full frontal man-y woman nude-y violence with some satanic sexual assault stuff. But tons of bits and pieces for everyone and everything. Just be a little bit careful when or who you watch this with, if that's something you're worried about. All in all, a very interesting, very beautiful film with a lot to look at and ingest. Still very campy, very fun. Does still have some comedy in it, just not as fun and lighthearted as some of the other ones. It does have those moments, but whatever. Next, Clue. As in the board game. Flames on the side of my head.
Flames on the side of my face. Heaving breaths.
Talk about Tim Curry. This is his sauciest role to date. Yes, I am placing this above Rocky Horror Picture Show. You can lock me up. I'm not apologizing. That is true. Much like its game in 1954, Miss Peacock, Miss White, Professor Plum, Colonel Mustard, Miss Scarlet, and Mr. Green are all invited to a dinner party in secluded New England mansion. You know where this is going. Yet, Wadsworth the butler, Mr. Tim Curry, reveals that all the guests have been blackmailed by their host for varying reasons and secrets and crimes, and is gathering them all here now to confront them and turn them into the police. You're wondering why I've gathered you all here today. Then the host, Mr. Body, arrives and, unsurprisingly, is murdered. Because duh. After his death, everyone is now a suspect, including the cook and the maid. Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning. And everything is now a possible murder weapon. Girl, even a freaking toothbrush. Don't look at me like that. Yes, even that's a murder weapon. Oh, the clock is ticking as they're trying to quickly figure out who the killer is before they strike again, as the guests are dwindling with each moment. Mixing homicide and horror, wit and nerve, this quick-paced whodunit build up with a fabulous finale and twists and turns and moments you'll quote for literally forever is such a good film. Short and sweet. It's only about 98 minutes long, I think. And literally the characters are running from room to room as the Wadsworth guides us through the night of events building up the big reveal of who the murderer is. Funny, but so tongue-in-cheek with even, I think, a PG rating. Like, I don't know how they got away with that. Still great scares, so nervous laughter, so such a perfect spooky movie. Perfect. I keep forgetting that this is the mic and I am not using it correctly. So if the audio is shit, so sorry, girl. Last but not least on our list, this one, in my mind, is a no-brainer and I feel like is probably on most people's lists, but I fear many actually have yet to watch this because it is swept in kind of a trashy or TV character gone too long category of movie, but it is quite the contrary. And yes, it is my cult classic, the 1988 Boobalicious Miss Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So, Los Angeles, horror hostess Elvira plans to move to Las Vegas to open her act. Come on, Miss Sugar. But she needs $50K to do so. And like most of us, girlie is broke. Oh my god, there is moths everywhere right now. But to her luck, she just had a rogue great aunt die, so she's on the next flight to Massachusetts to the will reading because money is money, honey, dead or alive, period. She's in no inheritance of money, but instead an old spooky beaten down archaic mansion. So she's being given this inherited archaic old spooky beaten up house and she's dead set on selling it because hashtag housing crisis. She starts fixing it up and meanwhile is living in it while she's doing so, and is living in this town in Massachusetts, Falwell. Conservative townspeople quickly counsel against her for her worldly attitude and her revealing clothes. Of course, everybody is just jealous of a baddie.
Your Honor,
the fruit. But the town's teenagers are just as quick to accept and love her, despite their parents deeming her a bad influence. And the teens even look up to her and help her fix up the house. Obviously, the kids are always right. Maybe they be eating Tide Pods on TikTok, but they do be helping Boobalicious Elvira. So it's kind of a trade-off. Between a crew of fucked up conservative adults pining at a girlie's downfall and a humiliation and a random uncle that is actually a warlock that's obsessed with obtaining the house and possibly killing Elvira. There's a ton of hostility towards her and her simple plan of HGTVing her shit and getting the hell out of Dodge and becoming a showgirl. They call her a witch. The houses may be haunted. There's some weird one-sided faux affair with an ugly guy. And oh, did I mention her rock punk ass poodle? Anyways, if that's not enough to get you to watch this movie, I don't know what is. Boobalicious boob. Her boobs deserve their own credit. And I need to know what that fashion tape was because wow. Anyways, I don't know if you can tell now, but it's just me and the spirits out here. So I think that's about it for me. Those were my, let's see. Those were my 6.5, if you count the Death Becomes Her, Halloween, not Halloween movies for you to watch. And I hope that you do watch them. Let me know down below if you have already watched any of these or if you've heard of any of them. Am I actually just talking about things that we've all seen, or am I just speaking news to you? Do you know any of these? Are these niche? I don't think so, but maybe not. Like I said, spooky season can be more than a season. It can literally be all year. That's why I'm posting this in August. Happy beginning of Spoopyween. Like I said, I'm so excited. Have some costume stuff coming up. Have some maybe other videos. If you want me to do a video that is more Halloween traditional movies, let me know. I might do that. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of overdone, but whatever. I'm always in them comments, girl. And I may not be a film buff, but I do watch a handful of movies here and there. So I hope you've enjoyed this handful of films from me to you. My synopsis may not be exact, so I recommend doing your own research and reading your own. Please Google where to watch them, because I have no idea. Maybe Amazon, maybe Hulu, maybe Vudu, Blue. Go to your library. Get a library card. Yes. That's pretty much all from me to you. I am going to get out of this cemetery before I'm, before I am eaten up by bugs, before these moths take away all my stuff, before I sweat my balls off. Yes. So, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Girl, I'm in a cemetery. So